doctors. We can make you believe we know what we're doing, when in
All right, what's going on, guys? D-Max1, what's going on, man? Hope everybody's having a good day today. It is the 14th. We are halfway through the month. It is almost halfway through the month. 14th, Asian session tonight just opened, 7 p.m. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome, guys. My name's Matt with Trading with Matt. We live stream Sunday through Thursday every single night. Asian session, foreign exchange trading. Hope everybody had a good day so far. We're going to jump right into it here. We just got a new hour candle, 7 o'clock hour candle. So far, I've identified two charts that we're going to look at tonight that we like the most. GJ, looks like we had a really nice break and retest on GJ for a sell. We had a nice break and retest here. Looks like we should fill the downside and finish out this zone. We're going to wait to actually get our confirmations here, but in terms of what we're looking at there, that is what I'm seeing. Moving on, AUD, JPY, same thing. We need to wait for some rejection here. We don't have full rejection yet of the zone, so we're going to need to wait to see that, but that's definitely what we're looking at. So AUD NCD looks like a buy. You have a fair value gap right here that was just formed. That's important to note that we did have a fair value gap created. Definitely something important to look at. The wick on the size of the wick on GBP AUD and Euro AUD is slightly concerning because of how much selling pressure that means there was. However, most of the time we do fill wicks. You can see in the past it filled this wick. It really depends. It looks like it could be a sell or it could be a buy, so we're not going to touch this one yet until we have a little bit more information as to what is actually going to happen, because it's not too clear on Euro AUD or GBP AUD. Both these charts are almost the exact same, so we're not going to really be able to tell there yet. NZD USD, we marked up our zones here. We're caught in between two fair value gaps and have been for quite some time here. For almost a day and 8 hours. Not a lot of movement here. This is what's called a consolidation pattern right here. We typically don't trade consolidation patterns. We need to see a breakout above or a breakout below for us to take anything. So this looks like it's consolidating pretty hard here with no definite movement or any direction that we can look to take a trade. Not even really much room either. Same with GBP NZD. Consolidating a little bit here. We need a lot more information to be able to tell what this chart is doing. Euro JPY, which is typically the highest volume of the Asian session, looks like it's moving up. We can take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, this looks like it is a buy. On the 1 hour, let's take a look at the 15-minute. So the EMA ribbon, we need to have a full candle closure above this EMA ribbon before we took any trades. We don't quite have that yet. The EMA ribbon serves as either a support or a resistance. We need a candle closure above or a candle closure below in order to actually take a trade. That's one of our 4 confirmations that we need when trading. NK, what's going on, man? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you joining. CHFJPY looks like on the hour chart, actually looks like it might move up. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for joining. I appreciate that. Appreciate the positive comments there. CHFJPY looks like a buy to me. However, we do have an EMA ribbon that could be acting as a resistance here. This fair value gap is huge. And it's been respected for 18 hours. We haven't broken this fair value gap for 18 hours. This has been acting as a resistance as well as the EMA ribbon. Both of them have been pretty strong here. So in terms of getting in a buy, yeah, I didn't have time to. They're right here. I didn't try it out, Ryan. But looking at the 15-minute, I see that we did have the EMA ribbon flip. We have fair value gaps. We haven't broken the highs quite yet. Thanks for subscribing, NK. Appreciate you, man. We need to see a break right there to get in buys. And we'd see it'd be about 30 pips. The hour chart, though, kind of goes against it right now, just with that fair value gap and not seeing that movement past this zone at all. But if we can break this high, we may be able to look at taking a buy. So we'll mark that one. Euro CHF, just not enough information. It's doing a lot. Bitcoin, we don't trade Bitcoin, guys. Let's see here. A lot of these charts are in between zones, so for us to be able to tell what they're going to do, we're going to need some sort of confirmation of what the heck's going on, and a lot of it is not really giving it to us. So GBP CAD looks like it could be a buy. We had full closure above the fair value gap and above the zone right here. So this fair value gap right here is acting as a support for these candles. Looks like it's been going on for about 4 hours. What we could be seeing is it driving down to create a wick. Typically, it'll create a wick halfway down the candle and then come back up for the sell. We also have a W pattern right here that this could be finishing off. So we're going to mark that down as a buy and move it up. We got this one as well. Not touching Euro GBP. DMAX1, what's going on, man? Appreciate you joining. Thank you. Yeah, I don't like the rest of these charts. So we're going to focus on Pobring. What's up, man? Welcome back. Appreciate you joining. Got a lot of familiar faces from the last couple streams. Appreciate you guys coming back. It was a good trade yesterday, guys. I don't know if you guys saw how that one finished yesterday, but that was a pretty good trade. It went all the way to TP3, I believe. Yesterday was a good trade. Goku Krishnan, what's up, man? How are you? Sorry if I butchered the name there. We're watching 4 charts right now. Good morning, good morning. It's the evening here in Florida, but good morning. We're watching GBP JPY, AUD JPY, GBP CAD, and CHF JPY. Those are the only charts that I like. There is not much movement right now on really many of these charts. There is volume too. And like I said, on the 15-minute, I really like CHF JPY for the buy, but we need to break these highs. We're about to have a full candle closure above the EMA ribbon. We have fair value gaps. We have an uptrend, but we need to break this for us to be able to take buys to the next zone for 34, 35 pips. That's what we need to see, though. But good morning, everybody, and welcome. I appreciate everyone joining. We're looking at these 4 charts right here. So if you're on, we're looking at GJ, AJ, GBP CAD, and CHF JPY. And right now, the only one that's nearing any sort of resistance or support or area that we can look to get in a trade is going to be CHF JPY. Like I was saying before, I think AUD JPY and GJ is break and retest. If you drop down to the hour time frame, they look like pretty clear break and retests. So we blew through the zone. We came up and retested it. Looks like it's going to come back down. If you want, I can make that a little neater. But yeah, we blew through our support. We came back up, made it a resistance. And now it looks like we could drive back down this way. We don't have enough confirmation yet to take this trade, which is why we're not in it. But it is certainly a decent looking trade in terms of the technical analysis side. I need to see rejection here, though. We need to see rejection. I like GBP CAD for a buy. I think GBP CAD's going to go. Technicals, kind of neutrals, which is surprising, but the technicals are neutral. We had a candle closure above the EMA ribbon. We had a fair value gap formed. Ideally, we need to break some highs here. We're going to need to break some highs here in order for us to get in buys. CHF JPY, same thing. We just talked about that. We've got another 4 minutes until we get a new candle. If we hop down to the 5-minute here, again, we're getting rejection at this fair value gap in this key zone. We need to break a key zone to get into a trade. I'm gonna mark session high and session low on the 5 minutes. So this was our open right here. Session high and session low are marked. So we need to break above or break below in order to take anything. So here's the session open. Pito, FSK, what's going on, man? Welcome. If we get a break above, we can look to take buys. If we get a break below, we can look to take sells. But until we have that, a break of the low or the break of the high since session opens, we're not going to touch anything. That's just not how we trade. Again, it's about being very intentional with your setups and understanding what the trading rules are that we trade with. We have to have 3 or 4 confirmations in order for us to get in a trade. And right now we have none of those. Well, maybe 1 or 2, but we don't have enough to make a trade. And we certainly don't force trades. But this week's been really good, guys. This week has been really solid. Or up on the week, that's for sure. Christopher Wallace, what's up, man? How are you? Appreciate you joining. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for joining. We're going to get a new 15-minute candle here in like 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So we'll take a look and see if we can get some sort of structure here. We're moving up into this fair value gap on CHFJPY, which is a good thing. So we're actually getting some movement into there. We had the full candle closure above, so we just need to break the highs. And we could look to take buys for 33 plus pips. EUDNZD is an interesting looking chart. It could be a combination of things there, Christopher. It depends on what your strategy looks like and how you trade. There's a lot of different reasons why that. I will say, though, the break-even stage is a lot better than losing money. If you're at a break-even stage, that means you're doing something right. So you could very well be on your way to being a profitable trader. But breaking even is not a bad thing. Most people start losing money. Adventure Inventors, what's going on? All right, we got a break above. We're going to wait a couple minutes on this to see what happens to this candle. Yeah, I mean, it's good to start with a demo account, especially if you don't have discretionary income. If you don't have a ton of extra money, I wouldn't advise jumping straight into using your own money. But there's nothing like, you can't really recreate the feeling of trading your own money. There's an emotional aspect involved that it's extremely hard to recreate. But if you can be profitable on demo, that's a really good sign that it's time to move over and start trading on with your real own capital. I personally just went straight to my own capital and did trial and error for a very long time until, I learned the hard way not to blow accounts. There's a lot of different ways to go about it, though. When I started trading, YouTube wasn't as prevalent, so it wasn't as easy to get that information. But now that you have people going live all the time, it's a lot easier. And Discord communities and stuff like that where you can learn from other people and get information. So far, the only trade I really like of the night so far is CHFJPY, guys. This is the only trade that meets our criteria as of yet. And I'll explain what I mean by that. So, by meeting our criteria, we have to have 4 confirmations, right? So, we've established that we're in an uptrend. All right, Smith. Okay. We have established that we're in an uptrend here. and we have a full candle closure above the EMA ribbon, right? So you see this right here? This is a full candle closure above this EMA ribbon. That's a second one of our confirmations. Third is that we've created a fair value gap that we're using as a support. We actually have 3 of those. There's actually a tiny 4th one right there. And if we look at the technicals are mostly buys. So we have 4 confirmations right now. And we could actually get in this trade. I'm just waiting for a little bit more rejection to see what happens. But it looks like we could get in a buy here, to be quite honest. This is trading view. This is trading view right here. Buy at the dip support level, uptrend. Yeah, that's a good start. I mean, that's the basics of price action, is buying and selling at support and resistance zones. That's the easiest, most basic way to explain it. There's a little bit more involvement with that, of course. There's a little bit more to it than that, but you're on the right track, and that's what's important. Like I said, we have all of our confirmations here on CHF JPY. Just waiting to see what really happens here over these next couple minutes. We could also take a look at the 5-minute and see what's going on. 5-minute looks like it's going to close bearish engulfing. This is not Bitcoin. No. Welcome, though. This is not Bitcoin. This is CHF JPY. This is a foreign exchange currency. No, I'm planning to go long on this. It would be the opposite. We'd be planning to go long on this because we're going to have a break of the highs here. Why? Okay, so we marked out our session's highs and our session lows, right? So now that we've marked out our session highs and our session lows, we talked about it. We just have a full bullish candle above the EMA ribbon, along with a fair value gap being used as a support. So we have 3 or 4 confirmations that let us know that we should be looking at buys on this. We look for break of structure at key zones. We've marked out our key zones, and we look for break of structure with other small confirmations, like fair value gaps and ribbon flips. 201 Explorer, good question. Do I wait for a retest? Not on the 15-minute always. You could see a break and a retest, but on the 15-minute, it's not that big of a deal to hold this. Hold on here. What just happened? There we go. Sorry, guys. Looks like we just had a little bit of a glitch there. Sorry about that. When do you adjust your stops to break even with this pair? Anytime we're like 10 to 12 pips in profit, we'll 10 to like 12 pips. We will adjust our stop loss to break even. Typically a TP1, and it's not a certain amount of pips or anything like that. It all has to do with the structure of the chart. Everything we do is based on price action and the structure of the chart. So the structure of the chart is what's most important. But so far, we don't really have much. So far, we just don't have enough information yet. We could take buys. We certainly could if we wanted to. But at this time, we're not going to. I swing trade sometimes. I wouldn't really call it swing trading. I day trade. I might hold till the next morning on an Asian session trade, but I'm not holding for days at a time. USD JPY. Let's see. USD JPY. I'll take a look at it on the hour here. USD JPY is kind of trading in a zone, to be honest with you. USD JPY is kind of iffy. The biggest profit? I don't know, thousands. Thousands. I don't think that's important. What we're doing is teaching price action trading here. It's important that people understand how to trade and what price action trading is and what that means and what it looks like and how to get in trades. We want to make sure that people understand that, and that's why we do this for free, and I stream for free Sunday through Thursday, is to do that. Explain what that is. Most common mistake, over leveraging themselves and not using proper risk management, fear of missing out, hopping into trades after they lose a trade. It's a lot of things. But yeah, most of the time it's over trading and getting into trades when they don't have the proper confirmations. You know, you really need to make sure that you're analyzing your trades properly. Life with the Kings, explain leverage. Sure, so leverage is, right now I'm trading at 1 to 500 leverage. What leverage is it allows you to use more money than you're actually trading with. I'm trading at 1 to 500, so for every dollar I'm trading, I'm actually opening up a trade for 500. You're trading with leverage. You could also lose money just as fast as you make money. However, you can't lose more money than that's in your account. You can't be liquidated negatively, if that makes sense. Sham Saeed, what's up, man? Good, I'm glad you hit your TP yesterday. Yeah, we made some money yesterday. Yesterday was a good trade. Yesterday was a really good trade. Pips. So a pip is a form of measurement. 1 pip is 1 movement. It's a unit of measurement. This is not futures. This is foreign exchange, guys. This is foreign exchange. A pip is a unit of measurement. So like on this trade, if we were to take buys, see how it says 33 right there? We'd want to be looking at 33 pips. It's a unit of measurement. Each pip has a dollar value based on your account size and the lot size that you're using. Are taxes a pain for me? No. I have a professional do it. They're not a pain at all. We're waiting to see if we're going to get in a buy here, though, guys. Euro JPY certainly got some volume. And so does USD JPY, but again, really no structure. There's no good structure to really a lot of these charts tonight. We marked out our session highs and we marked out our session lows. So we have the most important parts marked out. We're just waiting for confirmation to get in one of these. I didn't mean to do that. I trade full time and I have a job. I trade 6 days a week, 5 days a week. But I'm a golf professional. I run a golf course. But I trade the Asian session every single night. Anyone that's learning to trade needs to understand 3 things. There's 3 key things you need to understand. That's candlestick patterns, support and resistance, and break of structure. If you can master those 3 things, you will be well on your way to learning how to become a day trader. Those 3 things are the most important things by far. It's the most important. And understanding how the market moves is what's called price action trading. But I do this full time. I do this more than 30 hours a week, 32 hours a week. So my fair value gap indicator, I just do nephew_Sam_. This is the one I use. Whatever it's set as is what I have it as. I never changed anything on it. This is the one that I use though. FVGIF. It's called nephew_Sam_. The visibility's on all time frames. That's the best one though by far. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons we didn't get into this trade yet. We want to make sure this isn't a liquidity grab right here like it was here. Because it could be. But we just got a new 15-minute candle here. We're going to get in buys here, guys. Yeah, I think we're going to get in buys here. On CHF-JPY, we're just going to make sure that we're not getting faked out here. We're going to wait for a little bit of a retest of the previous highs of the session. It happens. Losses happen. They're a part of the game. Got to be able to live with them. I don't always wait for a retest. No, not especially not on the 15-minute with how quick things move. But that's why we wait. Right here, that's why we wait and make sure. No, I don't trade the 1 minute. Yeah, I don't trade the 1 minute. No. We mark up our charts on the 4 hour. We make micro zones on the 1 hour. We enter on the 15, and then we'll manage on the 5 sometimes. Just waiting for confirmation above the zone. Realistically, this is the high still. This is the zone that we're looking at. There's 2 fair value gaps right here. If you look at this on the hour, you're also moving into an EMA ribbon right here that could be used as a resistance. We want to make sure it's not going to come right back down on us. I think it's going to move up personally. But when you're looking at zones here, I mean, your other zone is right here. That's a zone right here, so we want to be careful when we're taking this trade. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. Of course, yeah. I have a 3-part learning series. It's a playlist on my YouTube channel, guys, if you're looking to learn to trade. It's called How to Day Trade. Yes, I scalp all the time. So again, we're just waiting to see what happens here. We have our key zones marked out, and we won't take a trade until something breaks our key zones. The only one that's been broken is CHF-JPY, and we're just sitting right here right now. Look at that consolidation right here. This is certainly a breakout toward the upside. All of these were bullish closes. 4, 8, 12 for 16 hours straight. I do believe that this is going to head up into this zone. No, we're on the 15-minute right now, and the 5-minute. Alright, if we get closure above here, we're going to take buys on CHF JPY. At least be good for 10 pips. Like to see a closure above the zone. Closure above the previous high would be really good for us. Confirmed uptrend, fair value gaps, room to move. Yeah, just not enough confirmation yet, guys. Not enough confirmation yet. You have to understand, what we're doing is we're reading candles live here, so. Adele, welcome to the stream, brother. Hope you had a good sleep. Good morning, good evening. Depends where everyone is in the world. We broke the highs, but we didn't close above them. And that's the thing that's holding me back on this one. Based on the 4-hour, this has room to move. So on the 4-hour, it consolidated for 4, 8, 12, 16 hours. We finally broke a previous high. But you had 3 dragonfly dojis, essentially. And then finally a move up. But we respected this fair value gap the entire time. When you leverage, you seem to lose more of a percentage. It might have something to do with the way you're managing your risk, but there's a lot of factors involved that, we'd have to take a look at it. As long as you're using proper lot size and managing your risk properly, you should be making money. If you're closing in profits, it really just depends on what your strategy is, There's a lot of factors that go into trading. We're just watching CHF JPY, guys. If you're just joining us, welcome. Appreciate you guys joining. CHF JPY is the only trade right now out of all the charts that we looked at that has a chance of us taking a trade. It can be used as a tool for a support or a resistance. It can be used as a tool for that. We're going to wait till the 745 candle to see if we're going to be getting in this trade or not. But I have a feeling we might be. This bullish movement is really a good sign, though. We're getting a lot of really good movement. No, I've calculated and trust the process. I've been trading for 15 years, so I've created a system that works. And once you're in a trade, it's kind of a set and forget mentality. Obviously, after you're in the trade, you need to manage it. But the analysis that we make and the work we do before getting into the trade is so in depth that we're pretty solid once we're in. Notice I haven't clicked buy yet. We've been looking at this for 40 minutes now. I haven't clicked buy yet. I haven't seen exactly what I want to see yet. I've seen 3 or 4 of the things I want to see, but I'm waiting for one more. I'm waiting for that move. Or the candle closure really above. The full 15-minute candle closure above. I'd like it to be bullish. That'd be even better. We just haven't gotten it yet. Take that back. We did get the candle closure above, but we're holding off for a little bit of retracement here, and then I think we should take off and be clear to go for 20-30 pips. I'll draw out our key zones here. The only indicator I use is an EMA ribbon. That's it. The EMA ribbon right here, and I guess the fair value gap, but I'm not using anything crazy. That's it. Yeah, just EMA ribbon and the fair value gap. The rest is price action and technical analysis that I do. I don't really like relying too much on indicators or anything like that. I know as AI advances, there's a lot of new indicators that can pretty much take your strategy into consideration. That's something that we're actually working on, is building an indicator that follows all of my rules, but it's a little bit tougher because there's a human element involved of being able to see what a chart is doing live. Make sure you guys like the stream and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Thanks everyone for joining tonight. Got a lot of people in here tonight. Young King, we find our key levels. By looking at the 4-hour chart. So we start on the 4-hour chart, and we mark our highs and our lows, and then we move down to the hour, and we mark some other zones here that we have, and then on the 15-minute we mark our session highs and lows from where the session opened to the high point and the low point of the session, and we wait for it to break one. The EMAs that I'm using, I'll leave that on the screen for a second here. It's 25 through 50 in 5-minute increments. It's actually days, though. 25 through 50 in 5-day increments. I'll leave it on the stream on the thing for a second here, but 25 through 50 in 5-minute increments. 5-day increments, excuse me. We got 3 minutes until we get a new candle here, guys, and we'll decide if we're going to take this trade or not. We're getting some, at least we're consolidating at this fair value gap right here, which is good, which means we could be poising for the breakout up. So that's solid to see. We haven't broken under this fair value gap or this low yet. So here's our high, here's our low on the 5 minutes. Ideally, we close and break this, and then we can look to take the buys there. It's a very, very simple strategy that we're using. We have 2 minutes. 2 minutes until we decide if we're going to get into this trade or not. About 5 years in, 6 years in. Five, 6 years in. Took a little bit. I had a year in between that where I was profitable, but spreads aren't horrible for me. Android games, sorry. The spreads are going to be dependent on your broker. Spreads are fully dependent on your broker. So, I don't know what broker you're using, but the tighter the spreads are, typically the better the broker is. Also, that has to do with volume. So, if there's not a lot of volume, the spreads are going to be looser. The spreads will be tighter with volume. We're at over 12K in volume, so I'm not really worried about the spreads. All right, here we go. We got... I use liquid brokers. Liquid brokers. I'll send you guys a link. But we just got our new 15-minute candle, so as long as we don't get too much retracement and we stay above this fair value gap, we could look to take buys here, guys. That's who I use. Yeah, we're going to take buys here, guys. I got in at 1982420. 1982420. 1982420. So that's where my broker put me in at. So if you want to talk about spreads, so let's take a look at this here. Our zone is pretty small here. So now that we've got our closure above, we're going to mark up our chart here for our buy. We're going to put our stop loss below the EMA ribbon. I don't see us breaking. This is CHF JPY, Miguel. Welcome, though. Good to see you back, brother. Yeah, this is CHF JPY. What's up, man? Hope you're doing well. So, right here is going to be TP1. Top of the second fair value gap right here is going to be TP2. And then TP3 is going to be all the way for us right there. So we have our take profits set, guys.
I used to talk about the weather as small talk. Now I talk about...
So now that we've gotten in our trade, we had our confirmations, we're going to mark up what our take profits are. Let me just make sure I send this in the Discord, guys. Give me 1 second here, guys. Sorry. Alright, sent it out. So if you're looking at it right now, it's measured in pips. So it's about 6 pips to level 1. About 6 or 7 pips to level 1, 6.5. TP2 is about 20 pips, 19.5. And the final one's 35. So now the dollar amount's going to vary based on how much money you have in your account and what lot size you're using. So no, I don't use MetaTrader. MetaTrader is not legal in the United States anymore. I use liquid brokers. Liquid Brokers is who I use. Yeah, MetaTrader, you can't use MetaTrader in the United States anymore. Unfortunately, because I really did like MetaTrader. MetaTrader was one of my favorite tools to use. Unfortunately, it's most brokers don't allow it anymore. I liked MetaTrader 5. It was easy to use. Break and resistance at a key support or resistance zone. That's my go-to. MetaTrader was just good. It was really good for your phone. And it was super simple. It was super simple. It was one of the most simple and useful ones in my opinion. No, so like you don't add take profits, you just take you'd have to enter multiple trades to have multiple take profits. What we do is close a percentage of our trade when we get to TP1, and then close a percentage of our trade when we get to TP2. And we move our stop losses to break even typically after we get to take profit 1. That's typically the move that we like to use. It's really important to take your profits and move your stop losses to break even, guys. Once you're in profit a good amount at a key level, it's very important. Risk-free trades are what are the difference between people who lose money and people who make money. Yeah, I can do that too. I just have to take profit at a certain take a percentage of profits. Edits, I'm just using an EMA ribbon and a fair value gap. That's it. EMA ribbons and fair value gap. That's it. We're just bouncing on this zone right here, pretty much. We're just hanging out right here. Yes, sir. Keep it simple. We like to keep it really simple here. The simpler the strategy, typically the better it works. That's what I've noticed. Try to keep my strategy as simple as possible. We got some serious retracement on this hour. Got some serious retracement at this hour. Which is fine. This fair value gap on the hour is absolutely huge. Hope everybody's having a good day so far, though. If you're just joining, we are live in a trade right now on CHFJPY. Just driving back down into the zone here, which is not fun, but It's okay. In terms of becoming a full-time trader, it's a very tough thing to do, and very few people can do it, to be quite honest with you. It is a very tough thing to do. You need to be consistently profitable for months at a time. And it's not something that everybody can do. You have to really refine a strategy and make sure that you are consistently pulling profits out. JPYs did kind of dump off here going into the hour. A little bit, they did. We're going to see what happens here in the next couple minutes. Yeah, it's 3 videos. That's gonna give you the basics and the absolute minimum that you need to know to get started. There's obviously a lot more to trading than just those 3 videos, but those 3 are going to be really, really important things to learn. Very, very important things to learn. Like I said, price action, identifying support and resistance zones, and candlestick patterns. Like, that's going to take you a couple months to figure out. Like, that's going to be really, really key. Like, really, really key. That's going to be extremely important. If you need to be able to mark up your charts with support and resistance zones on the 4-hour and the 1-hour. Once you do that, you got to understand what the markets are doing and how candlesticks are moving. Yep. Exactly. It's 100% correct right there. I'll tell you what, I'm not liking what this chart just did. What a dump off. We got a new candle coming here soon, so what a wick that was, huh? Came out of nowhere. Well, we'll see. Again, we had all 4 confirmations. So like, you have to learn to like take solace in understanding that once you take a trade based on what your system is and your confirmations, whatever happens from there is going to happen regardless. More times than not, this strategy works. But boy, that took off downward. No, it's not ICT at all. ICT, I don't talk badly about other traders. All I'm going to say is ICT just took main concepts and changed the words. I think there's way too much negativity in the trading space So I don't like to talk negatively about other traders. ICT is just renaming things, though. That's just facts. He's just renaming words that are already words. Yeah, we did. And that was a good call out yesterday, Miguel. It was a good trade. I took the sell on the way down, too. After we got out yesterday, I took the sell on the way down at the top. Yeah, it was definitely a good trade. But I'd really like to see us reject that zone. Our candle closed red, didn't it? Boy, it did. Well, we're going to see what happens here, that's for sure. Well, we'll see what happens with this new candle here. It'll break the low, so that's nice. But that wick was huge. I mean, this wick was just massive, and it came out of nowhere. It was a very unusual wick. Very unusual, that's for sure. That's a tough question to answer, man. I think you can start anywhere with $300 to $500. I wouldn't expect to be withdrawing within your first. It's gonna take a while, man. It's just not a question that you can generally answer. There's a lot more specific information that you would need to answer that question. If you're starting with $300 to $500, making $20 to $50 a trade consistently, you know, every couple weeks, maybe take $100 out. It's very hard. It's very hard to answer that question. And there's no specific time frame. Everybody learns at a different rate, you know? Everybody learns at a different rate. Boy, this trade really reversed on us, huh? Part of trading too is you can't roughly estimate it. I'd love to give you an answer, and I really would, but like it depends on your account size and how often you're wanting to withdraw. If you're looking to grow your account, I do on Discord. Yes, for the I do, yes. If we close under this EMA ribbon on the 15-minute, we will look to mitigate. I will tell you guys that. Because the first part of trading is everybody thinks it's, it's just about getting into the trade. Oh, how do I know when to get into the trade? How do I know when to get into the trade? When you're in the trade, you also have to manage. Managing the trade is the second part of trading. Yeah, on the 15-minute it did. Give you a DT idea for tomorrow? What is DT idea? I don't know what that means. Alice in a nutshell? What's going on, man? Yeah, if we close below the EMA ribbon on the 15, we'll mitigate way before our stop loss. No, give you a day trading idea for tomorrow? I don't know, man. We're trading the Asian session, so I trade the Asian session Sunday through Thursday. It's hard to just give a day trading advice. We analyze at market open. We mark up our support and resistances on the 4-hour, and then move in on the 1 hour and the 15 minute. So we're live analyzing using a system, pretty much price action trading. So it's hard to answer that. Let's see where gold's at. It's hard to give a good answer there, my man. Good question, but that's just my honest answer. I don't want to give you misinformation, you know? We'll see here. I mean, here's the thing. On the hour, it was consolidating. It's been consolidating right here on the hour for quite some time. It finally broke the previous high right here and had a full candle closure above the EMA ribbon on the 15, so that's why we took the buy. That was our analysis behind this. It just so happened that, we had this 15-minute candle right here that closed above the zone, as well as this one. These both closed above the previous high, which is important to note. We had the full candle closure above the EMA ribbon. Technicals were a buy, and it was in an uptrend. This could just be a retracement back down to the EMA ribbon, and this could come right back up, or this could keep driving it down. But based on our technical analysis, this is a buy. Deep shorts, I've been trading for about 15 years. About 15 years. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. But like I said, we're going to watch here on the 15 and see what kind of close we get. Because if we get a full closure below this EMA ribbon, I'll just mitigate risk. So far this week, we're doing pretty well, though. So far this week, we've had a pretty good week. Yeah, we had a USD JPY trade and an AUD JPY trade. One that went for 23 pips and one that went for 9 pips. Yeah, Kuroko, you think this trade's going to hit stop loss? We'll see. Like I said, we analyzed it and it did hit all of our it did hit all of our confirmations to take a trade, so we shall see what happens. We're going to get a new 5-minute candle here in just a minute, about 30 seconds. The bullish is perfect break of structure. I don't know what that means. The bullish what? On what time frame? Have I ever been to the World Trade Center? Yeah, actually I have. On the 1 minute, we're not looking at the 1 minute. Like I said, on the 15 though, if this closes below the EMA ribbon, we'll get out of this trade and mitigate our risk here. Just depends. Yeah, but typically I don't look at the 1 minute chart, to be honest with you. Typically I'm not a 1 minute trading kind of guy. All right, thanks, brother. No problem, Kuroko. You have a good day. We'll see what's going to happen here. We got 4 minutes left in this candle, so... How many of you guys are in this trade? Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you back again. Nana G. We are live. Good to have you back, man. Appreciate you. We got what? 2.5 minutes left in this candle. I don't know. We might mitigate on this trade. Yeah, the broker I use is Liquid Brokers. Here, I just sent it to you. I just sent you the one that I use.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
We'll see. I really just didn't like that hour movement. Heretic Wolf, what's our strategy? We analyzed from the 4-hour down to the 15-minute with support and resistance zones and breakup structure. Yeah, I think we're going to get out of this trade early, guys. That'd be our first loss of the week, but I think we're going to get out of this one early. I like the way we analyzed it. It met all of our criteria when it was up here above the zone. We had the EMA ribbon flip and everything. I just was not, that 1 hour close was not a favorable close for us. The 1 hour close was extremely erratic, for lack of a better word. The 1 hour close was iffy for sure. No, not yet. Black Ocean, what's up, man? What's going on, brother? Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at mitigating here based off what I'm seeing. I didn't like the hour close. I didn't like the hour close, to be quite honest. Like I said, when we got in up here on this 15, everything looked pretty solid. We're driving back up though. Deciding what we're gonna do here. It's this is CHFJPY. Oh, we cleared one fair IF VG. We cleared one. It's got some weird movement here, guys. Christian, what's up, man? How are you? HGJF, what's up, man? What's going on? Hope you guys are having a good day so far. Appreciate you guys joining the stream. Mike Hughes, what's going on? I'm good, I'm good. We're in buys. I didn't like this past 15 minutes. Alan Bird. This is CHF JPY. CHF JPY is what this chart is. I appreciate you, Mike. Thank you. This should be a new 5. Yeah, lots of new people today. Over 1,000 views so far. 1,077 views, guys. 20 people on the horizontal stream, another 6 or 7 on the vertical, or opposite, sorry. Well, that's a good sign on the 5-minute there. Bullish engulfing candle on the 5-minute there, guys. Certainly good to see that. Life with the Kings. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I try. We do this for free Sunday through Thursday, every single night. Yeah. Tell you what, we were pretty close to TP stop loss there. If we can get a bullish engulfing on the 15, that would be real nice. Again, guys, I want to make something really clear. When we analyze this trade, it hit all of our confirmations. Being able to manage the trade when you're in it is extremely important, but more importantly, managing your emotions is what will make or break you in terms of the trading world. If you can't manage your emotions when you're in a trade and you get all upset if you're holding drawdown, or you get all happy when you get a win, it's just something that you really got to work on. The emotional side of trading is something that I think was the hardest for me to master, and the hardest for me to become profitable. It was the biggest barrier for me. Is when I won, I was super happy. When I lost, I was always upset. And now I'm just even keeled regardless of whether I win or lose. And I think that's a really important lesson to learn. And it's the same thing when you're in profit or you're in drawdown, is you have to be confident in the fact that you've made a good call based on your strategy. But the stock market and foreign exchange market and futures, they don't always do what your system does, because if it did, someone would have found one system that works every single time and we'd all be doing it. It doesn't work that way. Again, we're sitting in 19.5 pips of drawdown right now. It is what it is. The analysis was accurate. At least for our 15-minute analysis, it was accurate when we were up here. So we are holding some drawdown, but that's part of the game. It's part of the game. Part of the game. But we got about 5-6 minutes until we get another 15-minute candle here. 5-6 minutes here until we get another candle. Yeah, I have no idea, man. Alpheus Moon, what's going on, man? How are you? Welcome. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for joining. Hopefully I said that right. Sorry if I butchered your name. Yeah, we still got to get above this this wick for it to be an engulfing candle. Still got this whole wick right there, but I'd like to see that as well. Back up into the zone would be nice. Apasionado, what's going on? How are you? Hope you're having a great day. Apologize if I said that wrong. Appreciate you joining. Oh boy. Yeah, the 5 is looking like it's going this way. The 5 is looking more like we're going to see this side, to be quite honest with you. See what happens in the next 3 minutes here. A couple minutes here and we'll see if we're going to mitigate risk or not. If you're just joining us, guys, welcome. Appreciate you guys joining. Yeah, there is. There's a big one on the 4 hour. Yeah, right here. There's a huge one on the 4 hour. It's right here. We're hoping to stay above that. But you're correct. Yep. Yep. As long as we stay above it, we're in good shape. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're getting some good movement here on the 15. 1 minute left in the candle here. Or 1 minute, yeah, 1 minute left till we get a new candle. Oh, if we can push up above this EMA ribbon, that'd be real nice. Some good movement we're seeing there, guys. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta use the restroom. Sorry, give me 1 sec, guys. Sorry, guys. Alright, let's see what we got here. Nah, same chair. I've had this one for a while. This is the 4 hour. No, it's the same one. Yeah, the 4 is a bunch of dojis, which is why we took a buy as well. It was another one of the reasons why. Green dojis at that. We need to use this fair value gap here as a support. Really need to use this as a support and keep driving up. Yeah, if this breaks the lows, yeah, we'll see what happens here. Yeah, I'm out, guys. I'm out. I'm out, guys. That is it. It's 28. It happens, guys. That was our first loss of the week. It is what it is. Sometimes you have winners, sometimes you have losers. But we were out on that one. It is what it is. Again, sometimes it happens. If you can't take losses, you can't. It's tough to be a trader, you know. But that was our first loss of the week. Still a profitable week so far for us. Unfortunately, that trade just did not go the way we wanted it to. And that happens sometimes. How many was that again? I forgot to look. Where was it? What we got out? It was like right there. It was 27 pips. It happens sometimes, guys. Really, it does. And it's just part of the game. It's part of the trading game. But we are out of that one. It really does. It happens. There's nothing else I can say. You know, we had our full candle. So for those of you that are going to stick around for the next couple minutes, I can explain why we were in this trade. We had our full candle closure on the 15-minute above the EMA ribbon, a full candle closure above a key zone, and it just came back down on us. We had a confirmed uptrend, a fair value gap, our technicals were buys, closure above the key zone. We had everything that we trade on, that we use to trade, was correct. So I'm really not upset about it. Obviously, nobody likes losing. But it's important to note here that our system, everything for our system was meant to take the trade. And I know everybody wants to see winners live all the time, and winners, 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 winners. The reality of the situation is that if you're going to be a day trader, they're not always going to be winners. But yeah, we would have been stopped out anyway. This 1 hour candle really got us. This 1 hour candle that was way up here in the last 4 minutes of the candle came all the way back down. And that's what got us. But it's all right. It happens. It happens. And again, this is part of the game, though. But I appreciate everybody who's joined tonight. We had El Musty. We appreciate it, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Win or lose, today was a really good stepping stone. We had a lot of people in here, guys. Over 1,000 views. I appreciate you guys. You know, it means a lot. You guys showing up day in and day out. I'm showing up for you. You guys are showing up for me. So, good stream. A lot of people. Over 1,000 views here. Over 20. We actually had 35 people at one time. So, it was awesome. It was the most I've ever seen in the chat and in the room. So, really, it was a win. A loss on the charts, but a win for the community. I think we got a couple people in the Discord too. So, yeah, it is what it is, guys. I hope everybody has a good night, though. I hope everybody at least learned something. I know we talked a lot about our setup. We talked a lot about the way we trade. We talked a lot about our rules and marking up charts. At one point, we had 5 or 6 people asking a lot of questions, and hopefully I did my best job to answer them. So, appreciate you guys, though. Thank you. I really do appreciate you guys that show up day in and day out. They're part of the community. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Well, I hope everybody has a great night. That's going to be it for me. I do not make more than one trade. I don't make more than one trade. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Really, it does mean a lot. I appreciate it. We'll reconvene tomorrow. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do a New York stream yet. Tomorrow. There's GBP news at 2 a.m. and there's unemployment claims tomorrow. So I don't know if I want to trade New York session tomorrow. We might just do Asian. But tomorrow's the last stream of the week, being Thursday, so I will keep you guys updated in the Discord. But we'll most likely be up for we'll most likely be up for Asian tomorrow. That's most likely what we're gonna end up doing. But I appreciate you guys. I hope everybody has a good night. And we'll leave you with some claps here. Just appreciate you guys showing up. So. Good stream, guys. Good stream. Lost a couple bucks tonight, but that's part of the game. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Mike.